the witching hour. This is what we commonly call the period in the evening where your little one is wild. This is really common in newborn and younger babies. You reach 5 p.m. and your little one suddenly seems so stimulated and they seem so wired and they're fussy and unsettled. They maybe are screamy, they won't sleep, and it's really hard to do anything with them at this point. I've been there. This can be a really frustrating time of the evening, especially if you have older children and you're trying to get dinner ready, you're trying to get everyone organized for bed. Why does the witching hour happen and how do we get through it? Today I'm going to be answering your sleep question: how do I survive the witching hour? And in this video, I'm going to explain to you why the witching hour happens and what we can do about it, because the good news is you can survive the witching hour quite easily with a few simple changes. I'm Nicky. I'm one of the founders of a company called Little Ones. We specialize in infant and toddler sleep solutions through our online sleep programs, which are delivered in our mobile app. We really understand sleep, and we love helping people and making videos like this one to answer your sleep questions. Tell me in the comments below, do you have the witching hour in your house? What is it like? And what do you do to get through it? By the end of this video, you'll come away with a bunch of easy to implement strategies to move your little one out of the witching hour and make the evening a calm, predictable event in your house. So let's start by looking at why the witching hour happens. The witching hour is really more of an issue for younger babies, like I said, really babies under the age of about 3 months. And it is caused primarily by one of two things: overtiredness and undertiredness. Now these things are polar opposites and they mean literally what they are called. Let's start with overtiredness. With my eldest, who is now 9, I knew nothing about anything about babies and sleep. I thought naively that all babies would just sleep when they were tired, and I waited and waited and waited for my very newborn baby to just fall asleep all over the place all day long. Well, that never happened, and I wound up frustrated, confused, tearful, anxious, second guessing myself as a parent because I just had no idea how to help my baby get to sleep. I knew she needed sleep, but I didn't really know how to achieve it. I know that sounds so silly in hindsight. The things you wish you could go back and say to your past self, I'd be like, here's a sleep program. We would reach the evening very overtired, all of us. She hadn't really slept well during the day, or if she did nap, it would be on me and I'd put her down and she'd wake up straight away. So she wasn't having a decent amount of daytime sleep, nowhere near what we recommend for daytime sleep at that age. So she was reaching the evening and she was very overtired. When a baby or toddler of any age is overtired, it stimulates a hormone called cortisol in our bodies. You might have heard of cortisol. It's often called the stress hormone. It is the stress hormone. It's like adrenaline or having a shot of coffee. It makes us feel wired. It kicks off the fight or flight response in our bodies. It is the hormone that is designed to keep us awake and alert for danger, I suppose. It is not helping us relax and go to sleep. When we're overtired, this hormone is racing around like crazy, and in a very small baby who they're prone to getting overtired very easily if they have been awake for too long between naps, or if their naps haven't been long enough, then they are going to be grumpy and unsettled and overstimulated to the max. It's going to seem like nothing you can do will please them. They will probably be feeding really fussily because babies of that age are quite used to feeding to sleep. So they sort of know that they want to feed to fall asleep, but they can't fall asleep because they've got the anti-sleep hormone coursing through their bodies. It will make them look like they're fully awake and you think maybe my baby isn't even tired. They are so tired. They're beyond tired. This is the witching hour, and this is the witching hour in an overtired baby. This was my life, and it was not pretty. I used to ask my mother-in-law to come in the evenings to just bathe the baby. I was just like, can you just put her in the bath? I just need to sit down for 5 minutes and have a break, have some time out, because it's like that. Your baby might be screamy when you put them down, screamy when you hold them, screamy when you feed them. Nothing you can do will settle them, and the last thing that they're doing is falling asleep. Right on the flip side of this is undertiredness, and this will occur in those lucky people who have a sleepy newborn baby, which was never me. Your baby is probably napping heaps in the day. I'm so envious. They are probably doing 2 to 3 hour naps several times a day. They're awake briefly, feeding, falling asleep, sleeping for a nice long chunk of time. Then it comes to that crucial, crazy period in the evening, and their eyes are open, they're wanting to play, they're not interested in feeding. Interestingly, the behavior of an undertired baby looks very much like that of an overtired baby. They can be fussy, they can be grumpy, they literally just need some awake time. They are very difficult to get to sleep because they're not tired. What usually happens in this situation is your baby's probably then having quite a bad night. They're probably waking up heaps, feeding heaps, or staying awake for ages in the night. And that's because they've got their days and their nights mixed up. They are treating the daytime like the night, so they're having lots of big naps and feeds and not much awake time, and then they're treating the nights like the day, where they're having heaps of awake time, heaps of feeds, and not much sleep. It is not fun. In both cases, with an overtired and undertired baby, the witching hour is going to be difficult, and you're going to struggle to get your baby to sleep. That's probably going to roll on to bedtime, and you might even be trying to get your baby to sleep at 9-10 p.m. at night, which is not ideal because parenthood is so exhausting, and you need that time to be lounging on the couch in your PJs watching Netflix. So, how do we survive the witching hour? Simple. Make sure that your baby's day is really age appropriate, that they're having the right amount of naps, that the naps are for the right length for their age, and that they're having the right amount of awake time. Easier said than done. How do you know what that is? Well, it is hard to know what that is, and there's quite a lot of misleading advice out there about things like what is the right awake time for a baby. Look at your baby. Every week they are bigger. Every week they are learning new skills, they're interacting more, they're changing and growing at such a rapid pace. So obviously their sleep needs are also changing at that same rapid pace. This means that every week in the first few months, their awake times are changing. Their nap needs are changing ever so slightly. If you're not staying on top of these changing and evolving sleep patterns, you are going to be struck down by the witching hour, and there's no way around it. So what you need to do is get a really good age-appropriate sleep and wake and feed pattern happening for your baby. We've got it for you. From birth right through to 3 years old, we have this for you, literally gift wrapped in a really comprehensive, easy to follow, step-by-step sleep program, which will tell you every single day how much awake time, when the naps are, how long they should be for. We suggest when feeds can happen right from 2 weeks old for your little one. So if you're struggling with the witching hour, this is the very first place to start. Working out what is happening in their day and helping them towards a really age-appropriate nap and awake routine is the best way to survive the witching hour. It is like the biggest tool in your anti-witching toolbox. A couple other things that can definitely exacerbate the witching hour, even if you've got a baby who is on a really good nap pattern, is wind. If your baby is not being winded very well during the day, or if they struggle to bring up their wind sufficiently, by the end of the day they've got a bit of a build-up of it, and it can make them grouchy and uncomfortable. Wind is a big one, so make sure that you're aiming to get a couple of really good burps out of your little one at every feed. Also, if your baby has reflux, acid reflux, then that could be another cause of the witching hour, or it's certainly not going to help the witching hour. To rule out either of those two as being causes of the witching hour, it's really helpful to first get their day right. Because if their day is right and they're still having an unsettled period in the evening, then we can start to troubleshoot what else might be going on for your little one. And we would love to troubleshoot with you. We've got heaps of certified sleep consultants who work for us, who are available inside our app for this exact reason, to talk to you guys one-on-one and help you out with any of those issues or questions that you might have. If you want to check out our sleep programs, which give you access to our sleep consultants, then check out our website www.littleuones.co, and we've got all the answers for witching hour, bedtimes, naps, daytime routine, night sleep, early waking, settling, you name it. We'd love to help you toward better sleep for your baby and for your whole family. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure you follow us on Instagram, where we ask, what are your sleep questions? And you can tell us and we'll make a video for you. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you soon.